at first when she was going around this wheel, I couldn't connect. And when she was giving examples, I was minimizing it, or even I didn't even really think it was as serious, I guess. Using isolation, so controlling what he or she does, who or she sees and talks, what he or she reads, where they go, limiting his outside involvement, using jealousy to justify actions. I remember thinking, well, he's never isolated me, but first thing he did was take the car away. He also tried to kick my best friend out. The only support that I absolutely had, he was like trying to make her go away the whole time. Using children, I was like, there's no way he'll ever do that. Making her or him feel guilty about the children, using the children to relay messages, using visitation to harass her or him, threaten and take her children away. She said, you bet your ass he will. And sure enough, he did. And it was something he even threatened, in a sense, that night, when he was spitting at me and stuff. He actually hit everything in this wheel, what he said to me on those stairs. I didn't even realize it. Using male privilege, treating her or him like a servant, making all the big decisions, acting like the master of the castle, being the one to define men's and women's roles. I will take this opportunity to say that although this power and control wheel says using male privilege, does say her or him throughout, and I do fully well note that this can go both ways, and it absolutely does. There is female narcissistic abusers, so on the male side, I'll mostly be speaking on that.
And you're gonna sit there and listen to every goddamn fucking word I say, and you're gonna actually listen to every goddamn fucking word I have to say. And you're not gonna try and think and just trying to jump in, but that's how you are. I told you, at that moment in time, with everything that was going on, I didn't feel like I was doing as wrong as you felt. And I told you, not only did I realize that later, that I felt bad. I told you that I didn't realize what I was doing to you, but as soon as I seen the way it did to you, I started showing empathy. What did I do? I told you, hey, listen, we're going to talk about.
She was able to go around the wheel and explain to me that this is all abuse. I agreed with her, but it wasn't setting in to the magnitude. And then using economic abuse, preventing her or him from getting or keeping a job, making her or him ask for money, giving an allowance, taking the money, not letting her or him know about or have access to the family income. Right away, I minimized it because I always took care of everything, the bills, the finances. She pointed out, first thing he did was go and drain the bank account, like make me have to figure out the mortgage and just go through him. When it was actually the same, the stealing the car and draining the bank account was the exact same move he did later on when he assaulted me. That time, I thought it was a one-off, like this was just a bad, explosive argument that got way out of control. One thing that I ended up learning off of that podcast that I mentioned before, there's actually the reverse economic abuse, which I never thought of. And she described that in her marriage, they had the same profession. She was a psychologist and therapist, and he was, I think, something like the same, but for within high school. And so she was always carrying 2 to 3 different jobs and making, or I think the majority of the money in the house, and he was in and out of jobs and had summers off and whatnot. But she said that oftentimes she would carry 2 to 3 jobs and he would be home with the kids having fun, being the fun dad, where she's coming home tired and exhausted, and then cleaning up some supper dishes, that kind of thing. And I was like, oh, and it kind of struck a chord, because one thing his job was a tradesman, and so he always had in between jobs, always. And that was, I came to the terms that was part of, that's what we signed up for. I always thought that there was a possibility of him getting other jobs in between to help, especially in between when there was those long pauses. But in the end, it was, it never happened. And it was depression and, whatever, that he was into these funks because he wasn't working. I remember, especially even during COVID, I had 2-3 jobs while he was home. with our daughter the whole time. And it was exactly that dynamic. That was really when things got really bad for us, was when COVID hit. And it was him being the fun dad and being able to stay home and in the PJs. And that was always the dynamic. Was I would take on the extra brunt and get an extra job and, tips or bartending or something that I could do on top of my Monday to Friday to fill in the gaps. And then he was just too depressed in between jobs in order to get another job. And I could never bring that up or make it be known that it was bothering me, I guess, without feeling like or being told I'm a terrible wife for bringing that up, because he was in a depressive state for not being able to work and provide for his family. And he just snowballed it in between every job, and I believed it. But I just thought it was interesting to note that economic abuse isn't, somebody stealing your paycheck and only giving you an allowance and you don't get to decide what you're doing with your funds. No, it can actually be done the other way, and more manipulative ways too, where you're using your funds and you don't realize that their funds is being spent elsewhere. But in our case, our funds were together since we were 18, so it was me controlling all of the funds basically from the get-go. And I would have never thought that he was using economic abuse on me, besides, draining the bank accounts. But I didn't realize that it was long-standing economic abuse, actually, throughout our whole marriage or relationship. It was like once there was something that he could use that stuck, he used it over and over again until it didn't work anymore. And that was one of them. The depression in between, me not listening to him, me always needing to feel right.
Cut me out when I'm trying to talk. I don't understand how you don't see that. Like right now, me being able to talk this long, it feels weird. Because right now, I'm not being cut off by you, and I'm not listening to you. Instantly, boom. My words, I actually feel like I'm being listened to right now. That doesn't happen. And you have to try really hard to be like that. So that should say it a lot. There, before you did this, was one more time that I was trying to get to the empathy thing. I was trying to get there. I was literally getting there. And I was talking calmly. I was talking like this. And when? Okay. Before you interrupted me again earlier. Okay? My voice was like this, and I made sure it was like this. You see how elevated you got? You came right at me. You came right at me fucking fiercely.
And the way you do it, well, I just want you to know that you do it too. Have you accepted any responsibility yet?
Yeah, I have. In my head, I have done tons. And I keep trying to show you.
Tell me, how did you accept responsibility? Literally, search for the words. When did you accept responsibility in a heartfelt, true emotion and been like, I fucked up there? When tonight did you try?
A lot.
Tonight?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, look, okay.
No, I'm sorry, but you are not empathetic at all tonight. At all.
You see,
you're not.
So, okay, my issue with you, okay, is that you don't let me get there. How can you